Let's talk about why I've ignored YouTube for years and why I'm not making that mistake again. YouTube is owned by Google, and Google uses this as their second brain. And for anyone in the business to business market, we are always talking about SEO and how to optimize SEO, how to show up on the first page of Google, blah, blah, blah. Well, do you think you'll get more traction out of Instagram or even LinkedIn or TikTok than you're going to get out of YouTube if YouTube is owned by Google? 100% no. How about that? 100% no. Google has the answer key to what you are searching for. And this is their answer to video content, and they favor it 100%. So we've always said YouTube videos are the first things to pull. Don't believe me. Just go search anything on Google. And guess what you're going to find first? The YouTube videos on that topic. So for me, it was just kind of an aha moment that I'm spending a lot of time making these videos that evaporate within a week on Instagram or TikTok, and maybe even sometimes on LinkedIn. They come and go. And I did a whole other conversation the other day about LinkedIn and them also getting into this video feed, but that's a different post for a different day. In fact, I'll just tag that video in this conversation. But that being said, YouTube, I personally am now making a valiant effort with the aid of my social media team to make a run at this because I do feel like that's where the value is. That's where the money is. I think long term, this is a strategy that is worth looking at as a business, as a founder, as an entrepreneur, as an executive of a company. If you don't have an active YouTube channel, if it's just something like myself in the past, just dabbled in and maybe posted a few things here and there, but weren't actively managing that channel, this is an opportunity to make a change. Content on YouTube lives for years. YouTube is the only platform where you can rank on both YouTube and Google with the same video. It builds this compounding authority, and every post isn't a sprint, it's part of a long-term game. And I can tell you with my own experience, like I said before, things that I've posted in videos 2 or 3 years ago when I started Tribe still pop up, and they're still getting people to opt in to those various funnels based on videos I posted 2 years or 3 years ago that I honestly didn't even put that much effort into. So I want to show you we've made kind of a concerted effort of refreshing and refocusing on YouTube. And so I want to show you some of the success. This isn't like earth shattering success, but listen, anything that matters can be measured, and this matters. Our whole reach, views, and everything in between has changed. Now, my understanding from a lot of people that have come before me is that the last thing that'll convert will be the subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, you can be one of the first. So that's going to follow, obviously, but the views and the reach are significant. So I would encourage you to look at your YouTube strategy if you're in the business of talking to or selling to other businesses, which we are. And also we work with entrepreneurs and people that are still working in corporate and are looking to make a move. We have a huge audience of people here on YouTube. So that being said, I wanted to share my own perspective on YouTube. Now we are, taking it very seriously within our agency. And just 48 hours after relaunching our channel with real strategy and research, we started seeing significant results, more reach, higher views, higher retention. And we hadn't really even hit our full stride yet. I believe that this is, like we talked about, compounding. And I think once the YouTube algorithm starts to see that we are content creators and we are making a run at that they're going to continue to push our content out to the right audience. I did hear something the other day that I think is worth noting, which is YouTube's kind of changed their approach using some kind of AI, LLM in between the videos that are getting posted in the audience. And basically, instead of trying to push videos to the right audience, the priority is on the audience, not on the video, I guess is the better way to put it. Meaning, if I'm an audience member of YouTube, they are working around what I'm searching for, what's my history, and what videos would benefit me. Their onus is on the user experience and on the audience, not on the video creator. And so you can still win in the game if you're a video creator, but just realize they're actually trying to find what is best for their audience to keep people on their platform, and they don't care about your video. So I think you have to come from that lens that you want to find things that people care about and that are they're actively searching for. And if you do that and you do it correctly and you name everything in that lane and you optimize the SEO for the keywords that people are searching for, more than likely the LLM that's working in between the audience and the video is going to say, hey, this is a video that's clearly about, for this example, why you should use YouTube in your business content strategy. So if someone was recently searching, should I use YouTube or how do I use YouTube in my business strategy? Guess what? This video is probably going to pull up. But that's how my understanding of the new algorithm is that they are literally trying to build out a user experience for their audience and not the other way around. So things that I've recently learned that are kind of tactical in nature that I do think would benefit you knowing is one, I used to always avoid uploading my most recent podcast videos to YouTube because it was such a burden of time. Having to write the entire description, having to go through all of the different steps of uploading the video and knowing what to turn on and what not to turn on. Well, what I found through my research during this whole resurgence of interest is that you can actually set up your settings in the background. And basically, you can create kind of a templated description that you're going to use in every video. And in fact, if you want an example of that, look at my description. A lot of that is automated. And then you really reserve the top of the video, which is that first one or two sentences. Make sure that's aligned with your SEO title and really what you want to be searched for. And again, back to the philosophy of the audience is determining if your video is going to show up in their feed. So if they're searching for something that you've clearly put into the title, you've named your thumbnail after that, you've named your video after that, which we'll get to that tip in a second. And also you've had your first two sentences of your YouTube description plus what's already in your settings, you're much more likely to show up in someone's feed that's relevant to your video. So tip number 2 that I figured out is I didn't really realize this, but I was just uploading, I was using a video editor at the time and I would just upload my videos to YouTube with whatever format they came over in from the editor. And I had no idea that that actually was SEO opportunity. Make sure you're saving your file prior to uploading it. You cannot change, from what I understand. You cannot change it once you've uploaded it, but I would just recommend, for sake of time and consistency, name your video file the same as what you're going to have your SEO title of your YouTube video. So name your raw video file that you're planning on uploading and also your thumbnail with the exact same SEO title before you upload the video. Once you upload it, that's it. And that is a missed opportunity that I had literally not known about and I was not doing in any of our videos. And then tip 3 is plan YouTube like a website, not a social channel. So use playlists, pin your comments, cards, chapters. They've got a lot of ways to engage when you're uploading the videos. So just know what those features are and how they impact SEO and your searchability, to keep people on your channel and guide them through your content like a funnel. All right. So why should you care, especially if you're a founder, an exec, or even an entrepreneur? Short form content builds attention, but long form video builds authority and trust. And YouTube, also known as Google, is where your high ticket buyers are actually vetting you. So if you're in a B2B market, most of your audience is probably on one of 3 things or all. They're on LinkedIn for sure. They're on Twitter, more than likely, maybe just passing tweets or definitely reading the news. And then thirdly, they're on YouTube. I'm on YouTube all day long. So if I'm your audience, I'm usually there. But I go on very specifically looking for things that I need education on. So we're taking kind of more of a how-to approach with our channel and not just having it be a big sales pitch, because I just don't think that that is the way that this video platform is used. And From my own experience, I think if it's really helpful information, like hopefully this video and conversation for you, my podcast guest, and then also for anyone watching this, hopefully it's made an impact. I was going to mention, because we're kind of excited about this new platform, we've decided to expand our services, that we're going to add YouTube channel management as one of our solutions within our marketing on demand services. Because I do think there's a need, and because I am now really understanding the value of YouTube when you have a business. And again, all I hear all day long from clients, SEO, 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 which I personally think is an overused strategy. But if you want to be in the SEO game and your blogs have run their course or social content has run its course and you need another outlet for SEO and searchability on Google, this might be that. All right. I think I've covered everything I want to cover. Do you have any questions about YouTube? Okay. Have I inspired you to change or add it to your YouTube or to your business content strategy? Hopefully I did.